when we are faced with something that we don't like, when we're faced with something that we're not happy with, we can take that time to complain about it. We can take that time to be frustrated about it, or we can take that time to do something about it. We can take that time and take up the challenge to say, yes, I'm up for this challenge. I see that something can be done differently. I see that something can be done better. This is what my message is today. I actually have a series. Today is one part, and on Sunday at my Hour of Power and Praise will be the second part. This is Say Yes to Your Destiny series. And that's what we're going to talk about. Saying yes. Yes to your destiny. Yes to opportunity. Yes to what you were born to do. Thank you for joining me. This is the Hour of Power and Purpose with D.E. Wilder. I am D.E. Wilder, and you are in the right place. Thank you for joining me. We are here living life powerful. We are here living life with passion. We are here living life with purpose. That's what it's all about. And I would always like to say that we are here being thankful. There's many things we could be thankful for, but we're thankful for the small things. Thankful for the things that some people take for granted, but we don't take that for granted. So let us be thankful. So say yes to your destiny. Today we're talking about the power of saying yes. It's not just the opportunities, but it's your destiny. It's bigger than just a single event or a single opportunity, but your destiny. The road to your destiny is paved by multitudes of yes. Taking up the challenges. Saying yes opens doors and creates growth. It invites experiences and it shapes who we are meant to become. Why is that important? Because people way too often are apprehensive. People are way too often negative. People way too often say no. And they don't understand that, you might not feel like doing something. You might not want to do something. It might not be the most opportune time to do something. But in those moments, saying yes and pushing through is where the opportunity lies. Because opportunity oftentimes is not laying out with a bright light, with a bright flashy light saying it's opportunities. It's sometimes small, it's sometimes quiet, where most people are not even paying attention to it. That's when the opportunities are most abound. So explore what yes means. What does it mean? It's not just agreeing to be agreeable, but it's a commitment to yourself to step into the unknown and to step out of your comfort zone. In contrast to saying no, which sometimes obviously feels safe. Sometimes it feels comfortable to say no. I'd rather do this. I don't want to do that. But saying no oftentimes is limiting. It limits and stunts growth. Richard Branson, if you know who he is the founder of Virgin Empire, which has everything. They started with music, and it turned into airlines and ships and this and that. But he's quoted as saying, I am a big fan of saying yes. He went on to say, I always prefer to say yes instead of no, because opportunities favor the bold. That's a powerful statement, and it's a true statement. Opportunity favors the bold. You're going to have the courage to say yes to things that you may not want to do. Especially now when we are in a changing, in an evolution moment with technology and so many things are evolving. We're going to have to be open to doing new things. learning new things, exploring new things. And saying yes is going to be a huge part of that. Because now it's not just words coming out of your mouth, it's a mindset. And you're going to have to shift your mindset to say, I want those opportunities. I'm going to grow in this new era. I'm going to grow in the future. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do all these things that you want to do. But it all starts with shifting your mindset to a yes. I am open for that. I am open to experiencing something new. I am open to learning something new. I am open to doing something new. The fact is, saying yes is a mindset shift. Let's say that again. Saying yes is a mindset shift. Choosing possibilities over fear. And that is often an impediment to our growth and our development, is fear. Fear of failure. Fear if things don't work out. But if you don't take the chance, if you don't step out on faith, you will never know. So, saying yes to your destiny. It's not just fate, but a path to align yourself with your purpose and your calling. Destiny requires participation. Destiny is not magic. It's just going to automatically or magically appear. You have to participate. It's intentional and it's not passive. You have to be engaged. You have to be involved. Can you imagine how many people missed their moment because they hesitated, because they waited, because they said to themselves, this is not the right time, or worse, this is not the perfect time, because there's no such thing? I'm sure there was a lot of people, a whole lot of people, more than we can count. When the doors open, say yes, even if you feel unprepared, if you feel underprepared, if you don't feel right or you don't feel comfortable, say yes. Because oftentimes, whether people know it or not, you rise to the occasion. And especially when you're challenged, people underestimate themselves way too often. They may look at an opportunity or look at a circumstance and say, oh, I don't want to deal with that, or I can't deal with that, or I can't do that, and don't realize that once they get engaged, once they start doing something, they'll realize, oh, I can do this. I could do this. How many times have we said that? This was easier than I thought. Of course, because you're engaged. You're doing it. You have to step out and do it. When the doors open to yes, even when you feel unprepared, anything is possible. Oprah Winfrey, she was fired as an anchor, as a news anchor. She was fired. And an opportunity came soon after that. It was for her a reluctant opportunity, because if you gauge where she was, it was seemingly beneath her. It was an opportunity to host a small local talk show. I don't need to finish the story because the rest is history. She said yes to that opportunity, even though she would have preferred to have been back in the anchor role or accept the opportunity as another anchor. But she took this opportunity, and look what happened. This is what yes can do. Saying yes to new opportunities. This is where it gets exciting. Opportunities are often disguised. They sometimes come, they're very small, as with Oprah Winfrey. Something that you would think, I don't want to do that. I wouldn't do that. Oftentimes come in an inconvenient time, outside of your comfort zone. But there lies the biggest opportunities, the ones that most people will overlook. The biggest opportunities are, as I said, abound in those moments. So, opportunities are often disguised. They don't seem like a big thing when they come to you. It is actually up to you to recognize the opportunity that's in front of you. You may feel rejection. You may feel that you're going to fail. But there are things to learn from failure. There's a huge lesson we can learn about life, especially if you're an individual as myself, who I try to learn from everything, good, bad, or indifference. I try to learn something. There is huge lessons that you can learn if you should happen to fail. Even if it doesn't go as planned, even if it doesn't go your way, there's always something you can take from that and move forward with. And now you are going forward armed and tooled with more information, even if it resulted in failure. A failure is always a setup for success later. Remember that. We have to say yes. We have to say yes to new experiences. And this is even more important than anything, because it's not just about business, not just about a career, but it's about the quality of your life. Saying yes to new experiences enriches the quality of your life. Life is richer when you allow yourself to experience new things. Travel more. Have a new hobby. Have new like-minded friends. You know, people have book clubs and people have bird watching or whatever you like to do. Trust me, it doesn't matter what you like to do. However weird, however outside the norm it may seem, there are groups of people who are doing it and who enjoy doing it. So you can join a group and do something different, experience something different, experience new people. These things are the spice of life. Certain challenges. Many people live on autopilot. They automatically, I don't even understand this, but they automatically say no. They are already conditioned to say no to something, say no to opportunities. Unknowingly, that no affects or changes their life. They don't know that they're saying no to something that if they said yes to can have, they're saying no to something that if they said yes to can have an outcome that they can't even imagine. Saying yes can be fun as well. As I just mentioned, travel, hobby. You can always try something new, something unusual, something unexpected, something spontaneous. As I mentioned, that is the spice of life. So here are some practical tips in retooling your mindset in saying yes to your destiny. Because it's a mindset, it's a heart, it's a spirit, it's something that now you got to get your system ready to say yes. If anybody knows me, I have to prepare in advance for anything because it takes me time to prepare. It takes me time to get ready, and I would admit that. But this is all part of being prepared for your destiny. Saying yes. So, yeah, we may think, oh, I got to do this, and I have to go here, and I don't have to get prepared, and I may have to wear this, and I may have to, whatever. You have to shift your mindset and say, whatever it takes, whatever I have to do. And if you have to, get prepared before. You know, get ready and stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, once you start shifting your mindset to saying yes, be prepared that I'm going to go out more, that I'm going to meet people, that I'm going to network more, that I'm going to tell people who I am. I'm going to tell people what I do. I'm going to meet people in the same industry that I can teach something to or I can learn something to, that we can grow together. You have to prepare your mindset, prepare your spirit, because the opportunities are there, but you have to walk into it. You have to go out and get it. So prepare your mindset for saying yes. Here are some other practical tips. Saying yes sometimes is small. A small yes. A small, would you like to have coffee sometime? Yes, we should actually do that. Or would you like to go for a walk in the park sometime? I got something I want to tell you about this experience I've had. You may not feel like you may not want to, but yes, saying yes to some small thing may turn out to be huge opportunity. As you can see, I'm going to say the term saying yes many, many times because I want it to penetrate the membrane. I want you to get into the mindset that we're going to have to start in this new era, in this evolution that we're going through. Say yes, because we're going to have to be prepared to doing many things that might be outside of our norms. But on the other side of that are some great opportunities. Opportunities, and it's a funny thing about these opportunities as we evolve. These are opportunities that are unknown and unseen. When you think about the future and you think about what's going to happen, it's things that are unknown and unseen. And the only thing you have to do is just prepare yourself for it by saying yes. Be open-minded. Be open-minded. Open to meet new people. Open to do new things. Open to experience new things. That's just where it starts. That's the foundation. The apprehension that prevents us from doing that, we have to overcome that. We have to overcome the fears and overcome the obstacles that's going to prevent us from saying yes to our new life, our destiny, the opportunities. But we could acknowledge that we all feel it sometime. We may not feel like we want to do something, or we may feel that things might not work out, or we may be tired of rejection. One of my business, the foundation of any type of business is sales. Sales. You're always selling something. You're selling yourself, you're selling your business, you're selling your service, you're selling something. There's no way in the world your business is thriving and you didn't sell it. It's a soul itself. Some things may sell itself, but that's few and far between. But if you are selling, you would know that you have to become immune to rejection. Because ain't no person who's selling anything gets every single sale. Nobody. You're going to be rejected. Someone's going to say no. Somebody's going to say not interested, and rightfully so. Whatever you're selling is not for everybody. So obviously you're going to get rejected. So you become immune to that. You expect to be rejected because it's part and partial to what you do. But that is how you get your biggest sales, because you got to get past all those rejections to get to the next yes, the next sales. And so you got to be able to not fear those rejections and understand that that's a part of life. There's not going to be no one's going to be saying yes to you for every single thing. You're going to hear no, but we're going to move past those no. So you have to embrace those fears and keep moving past it. This will bring you closer to your destiny. So, you want to be prepared for growth in your life. You want to be prepared for new opportunities. You want to be prepared for what's to come. And there's a lot of things to come. I don't care. I don't care what the news is telling you. I don't care what the stock market is saying. I don't care what the hysteria is going on with what people saying, shifting this, shifting that. We as people, we will live on. We will live on. We will prosper. We will develop. We will grow. So you just got to keep it in your mindset that I'm getting past all those fears. I'm getting past all the noise. I'm getting past all those things that serve as obstacles, and I'm moving forward. When you say yes, you're not just agreeing. You're unlocking your destiny. You're stepping into your purpose, and you're choosing to live a life that is made for you. Those are some of the beautiful benefits of saying yes to new opportunities. So as I mentioned, because there's plenty of people, and this is what I do. I am an accountability coach. I motivate people. I'm a business developer as well. I develop people and businesses. So it's easy for me to have this vigor. It's easy for me to encourage people because that's what I do. I encourage people. I develop things. I grow. So if you're a person who is not doing that every day and not doing that often, then obviously you're sitting with concerns and apprehension. But you have to get past those things. There's an old saying, you have to get out of your own way and past those fears of failure, past those fears of embarrassment, fear of not being ready or not being good enough. I'm going to tell you something. There is no such thing of not being ready. You're going to surprise yourself when you step forward into something, how ready you are and how you will be able to rise to the occasion. And most of the time, the only thing that is holding you back from your greatness is fear. It's fear of this uncertainty, because you have it within you. Not being good enough, you're more than enough. You're good enough. I know saying no feels safe, but we got to get past that. So here are some benefits, again, to the power in being open-minded, the power in saying yes. Growth. Growth in your life, growth for yourself. Every yes stretches you and stretches your comfort zone. But in those challenges and in those taking you out of your comfort zone is how you grow and how you develop. Connections. Yes, open doors to new relationships and new networks, new people, which equates to new opportunities. Saying yes, learning, learning something new. And again, I already mentioned this, but you can do something new, hobbies and traveling and stuff like that. But you can learn a new language. You can learn to do something that you didn't do before, that you otherwise wouldn't do, that you thought you couldn't do. And this is very important because these are the baby steps that you can take and on your road to yes, being your destiny, saying yes to your destiny. On that road, these are the baby steps. The baby steps is start to say yes to small things, to little things that take you out of your comfort zone here and there and there. So now you're shifting your mindset and you're being more open. Now, what we don't want to do, and our yes, our destiny to say yes, is we're not just saying yes to anything. We're not going to be a yes person. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're saying yes to things that align with our purpose. We're saying yes to things that align with our intentions, with our goal, with where we want to go and what we want to achieve. So we are saying yes to very specific things that we are in alignment with. We're saying yes to those things. So you have to ask yourself, when saying yes, will this challenge me in a good way? Could this connect me with the right type of opportunity that I am looking for? Will this help me grow and expand my horizon? Learn something new. Skill up, which is what we all have to do right now. At this point in time in life, we all have to level up and skill up. Those are the questions you should ask yourself when making this decision. Should I say yes? We're not saying yes. We're saying yes to our destiny, but we're not saying yes to just any and everything. So these are important. How do we start today? How do we start in this new mindset? How do we start in preparation of our new opportunities, of our new mindset, of our new future? How do we start? Well, the next time fear kicks in and you get that doubt, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable, am I ready? Is this right for me? What you want to consider is what is on the other side. When we think about the future, unless you have a crystal ball, unless you are a psychic or something, not even a psychic, you will not be able to know the future. We do not know the future. And the fact of the matter is, they say no man knows the time or the hour. Don't know what tomorrow will bring. So therefore, trust, belief, and faith plays a huge part of it. You have to step out on faith. So you have to say yes with a faith mentality that it's all going to work out for good. That's a way to get past fear. Start with small yeses, trying new things. As I mentioned, say yes to a coffee break with someone. Say yes to new food. Say yes to a new project. Say yes to a new hobby. And once you start getting in the habit of being able to do something new, this is going to help shift your consciousness and your mindset. One thing that I'm a big proponent of is, and you always see me with a pen. People think, I always say people think it's for show, but it's not. I am a writer. Is journaling. Journaling, you can keep a record of this new road that you're on, of the yes. Oh, I tried something different. And not only write down what you tried different, but what was the experience? What did you take from it? So now you are journaling and documenting your growth in this new direction. And speaking of journaling, I am actually going to have a Hour of Power journal that's going to be coming out sometime at the later in the end of the year or at the beginning of the new year. And it's going to be a great journal that can help people write, plan, keep them on task, keep them on their goals, and keep them accountable. And you're going to be able to get this from Chloe and Bowles. I'll be able to put this information on in my profile and stuff like that. So we'll talk about it more as we get closer to that. But it's very important to start writing things down. We have so much technology and stuff like that. But here's why it's important to put the pen to the paper. Because it's easy to type something. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's easy to type something. We do it all day. Emails, texts, so on and so forth. But there is an energy, a connection between the pen, your hand, and the paper and your brain. And when you write something down with intention that matters to you, you'll remember it in a different way. It'll matter to you in a different way. And here's a way you can test it. Write something down. It could be a goal, it could be whatever. And then come back to that piece of paper that you wrote it down a week later. And I guarantee you, it'll take you right back to that moment when you wrote it down. Because you remember what you were writing. You remember why you were writing it. It has a much different connection than technology has. So journal, write things down. Stay connected to yourself. Unfortunately, this is a sidebar because I do growth and development for young people. And it's unfortunate that in school, they no longer is teaching them how to write script. So we got kids who are in high school, unfortunately, kids who are in college, who can't even clearly sign their name. We got to get the kids, we got to get the people, we got to get everybody writing again. We cannot lose the art of writing things down. Please do not. Saying yes to your destiny. It's going to open up all the opportunities that you think are not there, that you think cannot be there. Saying yes, it's going to start with you shifting your mindset and saying, I'm going to step out more. I'm going to do more. I'm going to expose myself more. You got to expose yourself to new opportunity. You got to be open too. I'm a big energy person, right? Everything that I do, at the underpinning of it is about energy. I feel energy. Energy got to be right. I like to be in an environment with the right energy, around the right people. But people feel energy. They feel your energy before you even open your mouth, before you even say anything. Someone can feel your energy. And they can feel an energy of you being a no person. you could be in a business, or you could be at work, whatever, and somebody could say, you know what, such and such might be great for this opportunity. And they could look right over to you and feel the energy that you're going to say no, that you're going to reject it. It could be written all over your face. You got to shift the mindset and shift that energy to yes. You got to come off and live your life out loud. I'm looking for new opportunity. I'm ready for opportunity. I'm the person for that. You can't just say it. You got to be it. Very important. Shift the way you think, the way you feel. You control this. It doesn't control you. So, saying yes to your destiny, new opportunities, new experience unlocks growth and transformation. You know, when you say yes, you're not just agreeing, but you're unlocking and stepping into your purpose and choosing to live life that you were made to live. Yes is the key that unlocks your destiny and opens the door to your true purpose. Often we let fear, we let doubt, we let uncertainty keep us silent. But every time you choose to say yes, you choose to say yes to growth and opportunity, to the unknown. You step closer to who you are and who you were created to be. Destiny doesn't wait for the hesitation. It responds to courage and to you saying yes. You're not just agreeing to something new, but you're agreeing to be the best version of yourself. Your purpose is waiting on you. It unlocks with one simple word. Just say yes. Yes to your destiny. So I hope that this message was encouraging to someone today. I hope that this message shifted a mindset for someone today. Made them think a little differently. Made them say to themselves, you know what? Challenge themselves to say, you know what? I might need to start doing things a little differently. Yeah, I've been apprehensive. I push things off. I push people off. But now we're going to have to come closer. More now than ever. We're going to have to come closer to one another, and we're going to have to interconnect with one another. As time go on, as we are feeling more and more disconnected, it's going to be that much more important that we connect to one another. And in that connection, you build with like-mindedness. You build with like-minded people. You build with people with the same interests. You build with people with the same goals. People traveling in the same direction. And you build. We're not an island. We're not meant to be alone. You're not meant to go alone. You're not meant to do it alone. We are meant to build a community. We are meant to build a village. We are meant to build a family. So you have to shift the mindset. And when I speak this out to you, it's something that I'm not just telling you, but I am experiencing myself. I have to tell myself this. I have to do this myself. We all do. Shift our mindset. Allow new opportunities to come in. Say yes. Step out on faith. Step out and do something that we otherwise wouldn't do. Several years ago, I started doing that. And everything has shifted. It took me in directions that I didn't even think I would go. But the experience was outstanding. Rather, is outstanding. Because when you challenge yourself with saying yes, one of the most important things you get from that is you learn something new about yourself. And we often say, you could say it to your spouse, you could say it to your family, your friends, your children, I learned something new about you. And that's always a nice little funny thing, a nice little pleasant surprise. I learned something new about you. But it's even bigger, even grander when you learn something new about yourself. You say to yourself, you know what? I wouldn't have done that in the past, but I done that. Or I thought I couldn't do that, but I did that. So this is what it's all about. Shifting your consciousness, shifting your mind to say yes, and open yourself up to new things, to new opportunities, to things that are unexpected, things that you don't even know of. As I mentioned, we don't know what the future holds. But what we do know is that we will keep forging forward. What we do know is that we're going to keep marching on. What we do know is that we're going to be the best version of ourselves in the future. What we do know is that the things that we dream about, the things that we hope for, the goals that we set are going to be accomplished in the future. You have to be sure of that. You have to have that mindset. We're not going to let fear win. We're not going to let fear impede us. We're not going to let it hold us back. We are going to do the things that we say we're going to do, because we're going to do the things that we were meant to do. And this is what it's all about. You play a part in that. You play a part in that. Because just as easy as you could be positive, you could be strong, you could be focused, you can be unfocused. You can be all over the place. You could be unorganized. And that makes it much harder to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So that just goes to show you, the contrast shows you that your intentions, your tactics, your tools plays a major part in this. Getting prepared for it mentally, consciously, mindset, intention, all that plays a role in your destiny. Saying yes to your destiny. I just want to leave you with this message that you matter. I say it every time, and I'll say it more and more than once. You matter. What you're doing matter. What you want to do matter. What you're trying to accomplish matter. What's in your heart matter. What's in your mind matter. What's in your goals matter. What's in your dream matter. It all matter, and it all is possible. You can do it. You can do it. And in fact, this is something I said just previously. What we don't know is our destiny actually has already been done. We were born to do things, and it's already been done. The challenge is we have to walk into it. And most people are too fearful to walk into it. They don't take the steps to walk into it. They don't push past the obstacles and the fears to walk into it. What we want to do and what we were born to do has already been done. We just have to be strong enough and have the courage enough. As Richard Branson say, be bold enough. Opportunities favor the bold. Be bold enough to walk into it. I am D. Wilder, and this is the Hour of Power and Purpose. And I am going to keep on sharing these messages. I cannot afford to worry about algorithms, likes, followers, streams, and all of these different things. Because this message and the purpose is much too powerful. It's much too meaningful. And those things at this point are inconsequential. Because all it takes is just one person to feel encouraged. One person to get up tomorrow and do something that they otherwise wouldn't have done. And we've done a lot. We accomplished a lot. And that's all I'm trying to accomplish. So thank you for joining me to the Hour of Power and Purpose with D. Wilder. As I always say, stay rooted, stay blessed, and keep living your life with purpose. Thank you very much. Peace and blessings.